Hey guys, it's Disco Spider, and there hasn't really been much awful shows on Disney. There were the few awkward and unappealing ones, but for the most part, they weren't all that bad. But man, this is definitely one of the first awful cartoons on Disney. So the show is pretty much just a ripoff of Regular Show, but the reason why I love Regular Show is that it's both relatable and creative. How, at the beginning of the episodes, you can really relate to these situations, like, them trying to throw a party. But then at the end of the episode, it becomes very creative and cartoony. And just the cartoony parts, yeah, it might have been done before in other cartoons, but they do it a little differently. The execution is still pretty grand, and that's why I love Regular Show. But this show just does not understand how to make a slacker show. First off, I don't know who this show is pandering to, the older audience or the younger audience, because there are a few episodes dedicated to older references. Like, I know there's an episode about this parody type show of a old 90s Disney afternoon show. But then there's a ton of slang, new slang, and a ton of, newer references like iPhones and selfies and all that stuff. And this cartoon will be very outdated in a few years. And I really hate cartoons that do that, because if you try to watch, like for example, Rocket Power, if you try to watch that today and you don't really remember the slang in the 90s, you won't understand it. And it just becomes very annoying with them talking about like these selfies and these new iPhone things and all these newer trends. Especially the theme song is very outdated, or will be outdated. And if you watch this like 5 years from now, you won't understand it, and it won't be funny, and just be very annoying. Just like how I feel about Rocket Power. Shoobies. Also, the two main characters of this show are not interesting whatsoever. The dynamic in Regular Show works because you have one slacker who just does not care at all and does not care if he really slacks off. And then the other slacker actually does care, but then he does fall into peer pressure a bit with the other one. But at the end, he still tries, and these characters do have little differences. One is more responsible, and the other one is just a man-child. But for these two characters, Pickle and Peanut, they are kind of the same. I can't differentiate these characters because a lot of their personalities and their traits are pretty much the same, except for maybe a few, but they're still similar and uninteresting, and pretty much to sum the whole show up in one word: annoying. These characters and the show is very, very annoying. Then there's the animation. I thought Disney was done with using Photoshop in their cartoons, but I guess not, because the two main characters of the show, Pickle and Peanut, in the show Pickle and Peanut, are both Photoshop. And it seems like the creator does not have any drawing talent, and for a cartoon, you need drawings, but the show has a lot of Photoshop in it. I mean, not just the main characters, but a lot of the background characters are also Photoshopped. And I mean, like, I'm okay with cartoons using Photoshop if they don't overdo it, like how Uncle Grandpa, yeah, one of the side characters is Photoshopped, but they're not in every episode. And even if they are in an episode, they're like in about a minute or two, and even when there's an episode dedicated to them, that's okay, because it's not a lot of episodes. But every single episode and almost every minute includes Photoshop. It is just very annoying, but I guess it's not that big of a problem, but it's still like, why? And lastly, I guess I should mention the sound effects. Holy crap, are they awful. They're pretty much just someone whispering like pow, 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 and it just gets very irritating. And it seems like other cartoons like Diet Pop-Up Girls are copying this trend, but please don't make this a trend in cartoons. This is very annoying. Just go back to the original Wilhelm scream instead of someone whispering like scream, 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 because it's very annoying. So yeah, Pickle and Peanut. This show sucks. Yeah. Don't watch it. I don't recommend this show at all. I mean, like, I guess if you like the typical bro show, like, if you are a fan of Sanjay and Craig and Breadwinners for some reason, then I guess you can enjoy the show. There's something there for you for some reason. Not saying that if you do like the show, there's something wrong with you, but it's just that I don't see any appeal or anything likable about the show at all. So, yeah. I'm Disco Spider, and peace out.